this show is clean, pretty much.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Effizode 628. It's Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today, Benita the Rodeo Queen, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster, and the return of country singer Amy Rose on the segment Into an Interview. And if you're the daughter of a country music singer, are you someone to go to for helpful life advice?
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We'll find out later on the show. And on yesterday's show, we had been invaded by aliens. It's amazing we survived.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We fought and killed a bunch of alien pods that were in the gift shop. Now there's something I'd like to say, so I'll stop and say that alien pods, are scary, but even more scary are those pod storage units I see everywhere. They're so ugly.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Why must you put all your crap in a big white box on your driveway? So
Mike's
unsightly.
Daily.
And they leave them there
Podcast.
for year upon year.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay, Mike, maybe they're redoing their house. They're renovating, and they have to move all the furniture out, so they put it into the pod. No, that's not what's happening. It's people with too much stuff, and they're just cramming it in this big, ugly white box and leaving it there for the whole neighborhood to see. It's ridiculous. I looked into pods when I was moving from Alabama to California, maybe using one. You put all your stuff in it, and then they move it. But that was going to be so expensive. And really, my advice to anybody that's moving, unless the company is moving you, just sell all your stuff and then move, because all my stuff got damaged anyway on the way to California. My barbecue smashed into my couch and ripped my couch. My washing machine got a dent in it. So much fun. But speaking of podcasts, last night I went to the Stitcher Podcast Awards. So convenient. They were right there in San Francisco. And Stitcher, which I use all the time and which I talk about on the show that you should listen to this show through, they're right there in San Francisco. And I talked to quite a few people, including the founder of Stitcher. A lot of people involved with Stitcher, and actually got to meet Dan Damon, who does a great podcast on the BBC. So it was exciting. I wanted to meet the Dana Stevens from Slate's Culture Gabfest. She was there. But just as I was kind of focusing on where she was sitting in the audience so that I could talk to her later, this lady that I had just met sitting next to me, she shoves a paper in my face and says, "Can you post this picture on my Facebook?" Because I just taken a picture of someone with my iPhone. And I'm like, yeah, sure. And thus I did not see where Dana Stevens went, because I was going to stalk her, because I'm a big fan. But actually, I'm not that big of a fan, because most of the time I don't agree with what she thinks about movies. But she and her show are more popular than I will ever be. Also, an interesting thing happened as I was leaving the Stitcher Awards. I got on BART and came back to Podcastro Valley, California. But as I was walking into the BART station, there was a guy playing Wicked Game, sort of trying to play Wicked Game by Chris Isaak on his guitar as he lay on the ground with his guitar case open for tips. And there is a youngish lady, looked like she had dressed up to go out, and she was kind of dancing to his playing music. And when he was done playing, I kind of was walking by right at that moment, and we're walking towards the turnstiles, to get into the BART station. And she comes up to me and she goes, "I love that song." And I'm like, "Oh, that's great, yeah." She goes, "That song happened to me today." And I'm like, "Oh, Wicked Game happened to you today?" "Yeah, there's this guy, and he has been so mean to me, so wicked, and I was going to help him move to the United States, and marry him because he's an immigrant." And I'm like, wow, she's telling me all this. Well, she's drunk. She's telling me everything, right? And we're walking over. She's like getting on the BART with me. She's like, "You really need to go to Jamaica. Jamaica has the Blue Lagoon." I'm like, "Oh, the Brooke Shields movie?" "Yeah, they filmed that there. It's beautiful. Like, the top layer of water is cold, and then you go like a couple feet down and it's really warm. You got to go. That was her voice. It was a little raspy. And then she sits down next to me on BART, and she asks me my name, and then she says, I'm going the wrong way. She was on the wrong. There's 2 directions you can go out of a BART station, and she was going the wrong direction. So she gets off, and I never saw her again. That was an interesting moment. I think a movie could be made. Would that movie be made with Rena Sofer? Who's that? Well, she's a... Heck, I can tell you everything about her because I was getting all prepared to interview her today. And I have this little thing. I cannot have people call me when I'm doing a phone interview. I have to call them. So they have to have a certain amount of faith and trust in me, which, of course, always goes highly rewarded. As Amy Rose, I'm sure, would tell you, as we are going to speak to her in just a little bit. But I was supposed to speak with Rena Sofer. She's an actress. You may be like, who the hell is she? Well, she's an Emmy Award-winning actress. She won Outstanding Supporting Actress for like a daytime soap opera. I mean, a daytime drama. Oops. They're called daytime dramas. She was also in the very famous Seinfeld episode called Muffin Tops, where Elaine was trying to get a store off the ground going with her former boss, where they are selling the tops of muffins and not the rest of the muffins. And in the stump of the muffins, they were giving to the homeless. And then the homeless rose up and rioted because they did not like that part of the muffin, as to be completely understandable. But Rena Sofer in this episode is Mary Ann from the New York Visitor Center, and she meets George Costanza, and George is pretending like he's from out of town. And Rena's like, oh, this city's going to eat you alive. And he's like, well, okay. And he's saying to Jerry, but I already live here. What does she think I'm... Remember that episode? I just remember her because she's wearing the Captain Kangaroo jacket in one of the scenes. She's dressed rather... Rena Sofer is. But I watched that episode again to get ready for this interview. And I... guess it was all for naught. But I did appreciate that episode's talking about muffin tops, shaving chests for men, the whole thing about moving to New York and how it'll eat you alive. And then this was the episode that had Kramer making fun of the J. Peterman stories. It was actually like making fun of the real... There's a guy that does a bus tour and says that he's the real Kramer. And Seinfeld was making fun of that guy through this episode. And I was suddenly struck with how Seinfeld crammed a million topics into one show. It was fascinating. Anyway, Rena Sofer can be seen on NCIS and Royal Pains, 2 shows that I do not watch. And then she was on Keeping the Faith, where she got to punch Ben Stiller in the stomach. It was a movie directed by Edward Norton. All right, I think we can all forget about her for now, right? And see who's walking in. Hi, Mike! It's Benita the Rodeo Queen! How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player. Hey, Mike, wasn't Rena Sofer also on Just Shoot Me?
Just Shoot Me, yes, she was. Right. Shortly before it was canceled. It's interesting that you know this fact, disgruntled fiddle player.
I know about all things that have to do with shooting and guns.
Well, that's good. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, boy.
Brewmaster, what kind of root beer did you make today?
I made a Rena Sofer root beer.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, so the interview didn't happen because she didn't want me to call her, because she would rather her call me. You know, so that I don't know what her phone number is. I would have to know what her phone number is if I called her. Right, you know, because I am so dangerous. And I want to stalk Dana Stevens. But that's delicious root beer. This Rena Sofer root beer really is very, very bubbly. Has a nice blue eye finish to it.
What's that mean?
More than your puny mind can comprehend. Mike, I want to tell y'all that I think that girl that you met in the BART, I think y'all two had a love connection, and y'all two should have moved in together in San Francisco and started a life. Oh, Benita, you're so romantic.
She is. In fact, right now we're going to go outside because I think we need to pitch a little woo.
What, they still use that expression? I think pods look pretty. Oh, they just left. Well, I wanted to ask her what she thought about this. So Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter, Miley Cyrus, was giving advice about Justin Bieber. Now, I don't know if you saw, somebody had doctored up the mugshot of Justin Bieber. All they did was just put the Justin Bieber picture next to the Miley Cyrus picture where they're both looking at the camera and they both got the same hair foofed up in the middle and short on the sides. What do they call that? A faux hawk or something similar. And they look so alike. And the Justin Bieber says without makeup. The Miley Cyrus one says with makeup. And they just have the same big lips, the same young face. Well, Miley had this advice for Justin Bieber on the Jay Leno show last night.
I would just say, you know what, you got a lot of money. Pay people to make sure you don't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And party at your house.
Yeah.
Buy a house and add a club to it.
Buy a house and add a club to it. Okay. Well, you know, Miley Cyrus has weighed in on Justin Bieber before. According to popwatch.ew.com, she told Rolling Stone last fall, I do mentor him in a way because I've been doing this stuff for a long time and I already transitioned to being an adult entertainer and I don't think he's quite done it yet. He's trying really hard. People don't take him seriously, but he really can play the drums. He really can play guitar. He really can sing. I tell him that you don't want to become a joke when you go out. Don't start stuff. Don't come in shirtless. But the thing is, I think boys are like 7 years behind. So in his head, he really is like 12. Is that why he appeals to the 12-year-old girls? Or does he still? I think that probably has expired since all the happenings.
Mike, I can't go anywhere without not hearing a Justin Bieber song on the radio.
What world do you live in? I never hear his stuff on the radio. I just know that one baby song. That's it.
No, everywhere I go, I hear him.
You really?
I hear him singing now.
There's just a piano in the background. That's it.
His voice is so beautiful.
I don't know what you're hearing. Oh, look who just walked in. The girl that I ran into at that BART station last night.
Hey, Mike, you know, I really do enjoy Justin Bieber as much as the Brewmaster. I was listening to your podcast just now, and I thought I would pop in and say that, hey, Brewmaster, you're kind of cute.
Thank you. You're cute too, drunk, raspy voiced woman.
Yeah. Are you an immigrant?
No, I'm not. I live here.
Yeah, well, if you're an immigrant, you know, I can marry you and you can stay here for the rest of your life.
Yay! And can we listen to Justin Bieber together?
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Let's go.
Well, there they go, and they took a case of the Rena Sofer root beer. Wonderful. So what do you think about this whole, whatever, pods? What do you think of pods? What I want to know. Are you as annoyed with pods as I am? Email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. We read your comments on the section emails from email. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Doesn't need the apostrophe. I don't think it can use you can't put apostrophes in emails, so email addresses. So yeah, just mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. Wonderful place where there are links to where to listen to the show in iTunes. You can subscribe to us there, rate and comment on the show in iTunes. More people find out about us if you do that. There's also links to where to find us on Facebook. There's the Facebook page. Like the Facebook page, and when I post a new show, share that with your friends so that more people find out about Mike's Daily Podcast. There's also links to where to find us on Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, Yelp. There's also the Amazon deal of the day. If you click on that link that I have at mikesdailypodcast.com and buy something, it helps out the show when you purchase something. It's wonderful. And there's the blog and the daily podcast picture all there at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Into an interview.
Hello.
Hello, Amy Rose. Here I am.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you? It's Mike Matthews from Mike's Daily Podcast. Can you hear me okay? I'm using the Skype.
Yeah, I'm using Skype too. Are you a big fan of Skype?
Well, let's see. Yes, I am. Not so much that I would ever pay for it, but, you know, I'm a fan of using it. It's how I'm able to talk to. I have relatives in Germany, so that's a great way to use that for them. And I can talk to you. You're like in Canada.
I am. Where are you?
I'm in Castro Valley, California, which is close to San Francisco.
Oh, nice. So you're like soaking up in the sun right now.
No, it's raining today, Amy Rose.
It's raining. Oh my God, no way.
Yeah. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know. I don't understand. Why is there water coming out of the sky?
Probably the same reason why we've got snow blizzards up here right now.
Oh, how do you deal with it? How do you like?
Therapy, lots and lots of therapy.
Wow. So I should become a psychologist and I could help people up in Canada dealing with the snow and the cold.
Yes, exactly. Because I'm not even going to lie to you. This morning, I was having a complete meltdown because it was so cold and it was snowing and the wind was like blowing my hair everywhere that I just spent literally a half hour doing. And I was like, I had a moment of, oh my God, what is wrong? Why is this happening to me?
Oh, that's frustrating. Now, I'm trying to put myself in your shoes because I have no hair. So I don't know what on my head, so I would not know what it... I can kind of... I mean, you've got beautiful hair from the photographs I've seen. So, yeah, that must be a... Poor Amy Rose. So sad.
Exactly. Do you feel sorry for me? Like, do you want me to have some wine with my cheese?
Yeah.
Or is it cheese with my wine? Other way around. See, I'm so flustered by it that I can't even get the correct terminology.
Either way, it sounds delicious.
It does.
Wine and cheese. Well, but you have beautiful weather when it's nice, right? When the summer comes, is it nice up there?
You know what? The sad part of it is last summer we had the most like not so nice weather ever. Aww. It was like we had maybe a week of like a hot spell and then it rained every other day. So it was like we had our in-between days of warm, but not really too warm. And then we get early snow because it started snowing in November here. And then it just like all of a sudden, it like literally this week has been like so brutal. It's like been so cold and they've shut down roads here because like there's so much snow. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Oh, man. Well, I'll talk to somebody about it. Maybe, we can
talk to your higher powers and just say, like, listen, I don't care if it rains in San Francisco, but can you just please make those Canadians happy? Yeah. And just take away their snow and give them a little bit of sun.
They deserve it. They deserve happiness, the Canadians.
And I deserve to wear my flip-flops. It's flip-flop. I feel like I need to wear my flip-flops, and I can't wear them in the snow. So just work on your higher powers and you just say, like, listen, Amy Rose says she needs to wear flip-flops. She needs sunshine and flowers in order to do that. So just make it happen.
I will do that. Amy Rose, you've given me a purpose in life. Thank you. So we spoke like a year ago, didn't we? Was it?
It was a while ago, and it was a fun interview, and I was so excited when my manager, Michael, told me that I was doing an interview with you again. I, like, literally, no word of a lie, it made my pants want to get up and dance.
With you in them, I hope. Without...
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I wasn't implying I was stripping.
Well, I mean, whatever, makes you Canadians happy. It's fine with me. It's good.
It takes so little to do so. We're always happy. You know what I mean? We're except for the days like this when I wanted to have a complete meltdown. But yeah. Other than that, we're happy.
Nice weather, nudity. That's all they ask for in Canada.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, so it was a year ago. And anything happened since then, or just been kind of like nothing? Like, I've just been hanging out, and there's the mailman shows up and brings me mail, and sometimes I talk to my mailman, and he'll give me some thing that tells me I should get Geico. Do you guys have Geico up there?
You know what? I don't know if we do have Geico, but I see the commercials all the time on TV because us Canadians like to steal the American TV stations, right? So I see this. What is he, like a lizard or a...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like I see the lizard guy walking around and I'm like, oh my God, like Geico. And it has such a cool ring to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you guys always have the coolest names to your stores and your telephone services and stuff. Like, you know, I wish that we could be original and come up with a word like Geico.
Well, what's the name of an insurance company up there?
We name it after like names like Pete's Insurance.
Oh. And then there's a guy, he says, hey, I'm Pete, and you should buy some insurance. It's good for your car. Like something like, does he say? No?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like we got to start coming up with extravagant words like Geico.
Yeah, well, they pay for so much they advertise on everything, if you can, except for my show. So, unfortunately, I just did an advertisement for them by talking about them. Damn it. Why did I do that, Amy? They suckered me in.
Why did you do that? You brought that up, not me. So that is on you. Shame on you.
All right, let's see. I wrote some other questions here. Let's see. Oh, Nashville Universe Award.
Yes, the Nashville Universe Awards. Coming up so soon.
Country Breakthrough Artist of the Year. Is that what you're up for?
No, those are another set of awards that I am completely flabbergasted about because honestly, I am nominated for Country Breakthrough Artist of the Year at the New Music Weekly Awards in Los Angeles in October. But for the Nashville Universe Awards, I am nominated for Female Vocalist of the Year and Music Video of the Year for Party Like a Redneck.
Oh, okay. Now I got it.
And those awards are happening in less than 3 weeks. And I just actually got my dress in today. I got home and there was a parcel at my door. And I opened it up and it was my dress. And that just, you know, the whole morning thing going wrong with my hair being blown and the coldness, that just like lightened up my day. I opened up my dress and I was like, oh my God, this just made my day. And then aside from the fact that I'm talking to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I rank right up there with a brand new dress. That's right.
Yeah, because, you know, when my pants want to get up and dance, because, you know, I have the excitement of talking to you, then my dress wants to get up there and confess that I think you're awesome.
Wow. Well, Amy, it's an amazing world that we live in, isn't it? I'm glad you've got a new dress. And what color is it? Can you say the color of your dress?
Well, to your surprise, I am a black person. I love black dresses. I love black clothing. I don't know what it is, but I'm not good with color. I'm not good with change.
Yeah.
So my dress is black.
Yeah, I pick those kind of colors too usually. So you're goth, is what you're saying. You're a goth artist, and you're into goth.
No, I'm totally not. That's the thing. I'm not goth. But I love black clothing. I love black dresses. I don't know. I think it's like the slim effect. I think it's the female thing, right? Mm-hmm. We think, oh my God, black makes us look so much slimmer. You know, then I don't have to go to the gym and work out for that extra 45 minutes. Because the thing is, when you go to the gym, you tend to not find a parking spot close. And I'm guilty for it. I'll drive around the gym for like 10 minutes looking for a close parking spot. And then if I can't find one, I'll leave.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So right there, you feel guilty and you're like, well, now I got to buy a black dress because I didn't spend that 45 minutes working out in the gym. And the black dress is going to make me look a little bit smaller, right? Opposed to the, you know, wearing the tummy tucker, you know, suck in everything kind of underwear, right? That you can't breathe and walking.
What is that? Spanx?
Spanx. Well, I wouldn't go as far as the Spanx, but you know, as females, we have a lot to deal with. You guys just get to get up, you know, slick your hair back, put on your jeans and your tighty whities, and the other way around, tighty whities, jeans, right? Because it would be really bad if you guys put your tighty whities over your jeans.
Right.
But you guys just get to get up, and it happens for you. Where we had to get up, we had to put on makeup and straighten our hair to go outside and just let the wind wreck it anyway.
Yeah.
And then we've got to worry about wearing our Spanx, and not really Spanx, but the tummy tuckers, right? And then you know, then we have to buy a black dress because we feel it makes us look slimmer. Where is the fairness in that? Clearly, I should have been a male.
I'm sorry, Amy. I'm apologizing a lot on today's interview. I'm apologizing for the weather, for the way genders are got the shaft, so to speak. Okay. Well, so I think I asked this a year ago, but just refresh our memories. How did you get into country music?
Okay, so, really, I grew up in a house full of country music. My parents were diehard country fans. My grandparents were diehard country fans.
Country pans?
Country pans. They loved country pans.
Your family were cooking utensils?
Utensils, flippers. What are those things called? Burger flippers.
Is that
and I'm not even drinking, and I'm slurring my words. But so I grew up in a house that they loved country music, right? So I would prance around the house all the time singing, and I was 5 years old. And at that point, my parents didn't even know that I could sing, because really I would just kind of do it in my room away from everybody, right? But we were down at a local fair here in Barrie, Ontario, called Promenade Days, and there was a karaoke contest going on. And I said to my mom and my dad, I want to get up there and I want to sing. And, they were like, no, honey, it's a singing contest for people wanting to win a prize. And I was like, no, seriously, guys, I'm 5. I got my stuff together. Let me get up there and let me sing, with the whole attitude, the 5-year-old attitude, right? Because that's what 5-year-olds do. And, they humored me. The judges humored me. I was too young to enter, but I got up there and I sang Tammy Wynette, Stand By Your Man. And from that 3-minute song, I was hooked. And, this is what I've been working forth every day.
That is a good song.
That is a great song.
Do you ever see the Blues Brothers? And they sing that song because they're at a country bar, and they have the chicken wire in front of them so they don't get hit by the bottles of beer that everybody's throwing at them.
No, I've never seen that. Is that in the movie, the actual, the new movie with, what is it, Tom Arnold? No,
what's his? John Goodman.
John Goodman. No, that's right.
No, it's the Blues Brothers from the 70s, I think it was, with John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And they sing that, and it's kind of funny. You might get a laugh.
I've never seen that movie, but I am going to. That is on my list of movies to see.
So the first song you sang, Stand By Your Man, at a karaoke thing, your parents, what were their reaction?
They kind of just, were like, wow, there's something here. Let's work with it. You know what I mean? And right from that moment on, we started working on this career every day, and to the point where my parents were constantly missing work to take me across the U.S. You know what I mean? We were always traveling for different contests around. So, it was great. It gave me the experience. And, my parents were so motivating. They're so encouraging. They wanted to, see me make it. So in order to do that, we did everything. We knocked on doors. We, traveled all around, just to do 1 or 2 songs, you know what I mean? But it was so worth it.
Now, you're going to be coming down to the United States again soon?
I am heading to Nashville, Tennessee for the Nashville Universe Awards in less than 3 weeks.
Oh, that's right, to wear your dress.
To wear my dress that made me very happy this morning or this afternoon.
Excellent. Well, I want to ask you about the song Sunshine as I hear myself bouncing back into my ear. That's fun. It's like, hello, hello. Oh, it stopped. Just as I pointed out, it goes away. So that's how it works with Skype. So Sunshine, tell me about the song Sunshine. Amy Rose. Yeah,
Sunshine is my new single out, which we recently shot the video for in Newmarket, Ontario. And the song, it took me all of 2 seconds when I heard the song to know that this was a song that I wanted to record. The lyrical message on it is so powering and moving. And it talks about, we've all dealt with the pain and loss of losing someone special to us and close to us. And, it's that simple question that we all have. And it seems to be the hardest, and it's how do we move on, how do we move forward without the ones that we love, the ones that we spent our life with, and that's exactly what Sunshine talks about.
Awesome. Well, where can they find this song if they want to buy it?
Yeah, you can buy it on any online store, iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon. You can visit my website at www.amyrosemusic.com, and from there you'll find all of the links to, the purchasing as well as my online store.
amyrosemusic.com. So you're going to win this award. And what's your speech going to be? Something like, I'd like to thank the wonderful Canadian weather for messing up my hair. And
yeah, well, actually, I was going to start it like this. In a faraway land, there was this guy named Mike Matthews, that had a podcast that invited me on, and made my pants want to get up and dance, and made my dress want to confess that he is the best podcaster around. And and then I was going to break into maybe a song about you that I will currently write, and then thank, I guess, my manager and my family, but first and foremost, Mike Matthews.
I'm blushing, Amy. I'm blushing like a rose.
Aw, I do that to people.
Just blushing away. Oh, thank you. That was beautiful. I really want you to win that award.
Well, you haven't heard the song yet. I'm telling you, once this song is written, you are going to just... blushing is an understatement.
Wow. Well, when blushing is an understatement, I want to be in that world. With Amy Rose. Well, I hope it warms up a little bit for you, and that your life is full of happiness and wonder, and that I get to talk to you again in hopefully less than a year. We'll see how that goes. But I know when we speak again, there'll be more exciting things you'll get to tell me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, Mike. You're amazing.
Oh, yeah. And can I tell them about your Facebook?
My absolutely. Facebook. It's like the number one thing. You can talk about Facebook. I'll allow it.
Oh, I don't want to give them free advertising. But if you are, do you have a Facebook page?
I do. I have a Facebook fan page, which, I'm quite excited. We're almost at 14,000 fans.
Woo!
Yeah, I know. A bit crazy. So you can definitely, hook me up there by checking me out at Amy Rose Music official on Facebook.
Amy Rose Music. That's your thing on the Facebook.
That's my thing.
Okay. Amy Rose, let's listen to Sunshine. And thank you for speaking to me, one Mike Matthews, on the Mike's Daily Podcast Show. And bonjour.
It's like bonjour, je m'appelle Amy, comment vas-tu? And then I'd be making up the rest because I really don't know how to speak French.
Oh.
How do I begin to stop loving you? How do I go on by letting go? How do I pretend I know what to do? Deep inside I know that I don't. My heart is weak, too tired to sleep. I'm incomplete, like a day without sunshine. God only knows this faded soul will stand alone, waiting on sunshine. To remember you, tell me how to mend
sunshine by the always wonderful and effervescent Amy Rose. So great to talk to her again as we go outside of the last place on earth where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley, California. I look forward to speaking to her in a year's time when I'll be married to some drunk girl I met on BART, and we're living in a pod.
And here's today's podcast picture.
The picture is of the lovely Amy Rose, so you can see what she looks like. MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Mike, I want to tell you, we pitched a little bit of woo out here outside of the last place on earth. You and the Disgruntled Fiddle Player? Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, we pitched woo.
Well, that's wonderful. Can we say that on this clean podcast? I guess we can. Tomorrow, we will bring you the return of the feature we have not had. I think we haven't done this in a year either. It is the feature called Kathy's Corner with the always wonderful Kathy Spaeth. Yes, applause for the... Okay, speaking of applause, at the Stitcher Awards, this is how we talk, like in podcast world. The Stitcher Awards last night, it was interesting to see what got the biggest applause. Like, okay, This American Life got huge applause, right? Well, that show, of course, on a gazillion radio stations, also used to be a television show on PBS stations, so everybody knows about the show at this point. Huge, thunderous applause. The poor schlubs like me that do their shows out of the basement of their houses got like maybe one clap. I think that was me clapping.
Mark, don't you know it's all about branding?
What? I've never heard of that. Branding? What the hell does that mean? We'll also hear from Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!